Hi friends, I am Shasini, who is undergraduate in Java Institute. I am going to give you 6 videos about some points in web component development, which is also known as WCD. And this is the 6th video, which is the last video of this video series. Today I am going to talk about how to use web listeners. Let's start. Create Servlet listener using web listener. At web listener, it is an annotation. This annotation is used to define a servlet listener component in a web application. Java servlet events involving life cycles of servlet context, HTTP session, and servlet requests, along with the corresponding listeners, allow application developers a better design and code modularization. Even though many listeners are defining javax.servlet and javax.servlet.http packages, only following are supported for web listener annotation. So here is the supported things. In following example, we are going to show servlet context listener with web listener annotation. Servlet context listener is used in scenarios where we want to do some initialization of the container startup before any web components like servlet get initialized. In this example, we are going to initialize a global cache in the listener which can be used by multiple components. Let's consider following web.xml listener configuration first. So here is the web.xml listener configuration. We are going to create equivalent annotation based listener. Step 1, prepare a project, create web application using Maven web app. Step C, delete web.xml, we don't need it all. So here at the end, this is that is the step 1. So here are other steps. Let's talk about another example. In this example, we'll use web listener annotation to register listener class to use with Servlet. Here, one factor you may got to keep in mind that your annotated listener class should implement one over one amongst the following interfaces: HTTP session attribute listener, HTTP session listener servlet context attribute listener, servlet context listener, servlet request attribute listener, servlet request listener. Here I even have enforced this two interfaces in my listener class. First one is HTTP session listener. This interface receives the notification of the event changes in HTTP session lifecycle. It has two methods. First one is session created, notified when a session is created. Session destroy, within bracket HTTP session event, notified when a session is invalidated. The second one, HTTP session attribute listener. This interface receives the notification of the event changes in the HTTP session attribute. It has three methods. First one is attribute added, notify when an attribute adds to a session. Second one is attribute removed, notified when an attribute is removed from a session. Third one is attribute replaced, notified when an attribute has been replaced in a session. So here is the code example, listener_tester.java. And here is the web listener example.java file. And here is the output, and the console following message will be displayed as like this. And this is the video and my final video of video series, that is how to use web listeners. And thank you for watching.